We are live. How's everybody doing? My name is Jonathan, and I have two seafood restaurants, and we buy a lot of crawfish every week. So, this is just something that I wanted to kind of share with everybody and introduce myself and take questions and answers. You know, uh, if anybody wants to hop on and shoot out a question, I will answer it. So on crawfish, I do like a Q&A and on my other like Facebook channels and stuff. So I'm going to go over some of the questions and I'm going to give these answers as best as I can, and we will see how far we get and how long it takes me to get through all of these. So, and if you actually have a question about crawfish or anything, just send us a message, type it in the chat. We will answer it live on the air. So, okay. So, first question is where do you get your crawfish from? Okay. So, we get our crawfish from South Louisiana, which is in different towns. There's several different towns. We deal with 6 different farms, and they're, stationed all around, South Louisiana. Not normally all of them are south of I-10. It's the interstate that runs straight through Louisiana. It's all the crawfish farms that we deal with are south. So we get those from South Louisiana, and we get those roughly 6 months out of the year. So we do quite a bit of live crawfish sales. So, the second question is, when does crawfish season start? Crawfish season normally starts in January or February. That's normally when you get a good supply chain of live crawfish. So, we normally start even way earlier. We actually started this 2025 crawfish season in December of 2024. So we started just a few days after Christmas and picking up live crawfish, cooking live crawfish, serving it at our two locations. And we started, buying on, I think it was Fridays and Saturdays for the first like 2 or 3 weeks. And then we gradually added, what we did was actually started from the weekend and then grew more crawfish sales during the week. So we started, Friday and Saturday selling cooked and live crawfish, and then we added Thursday as season went on. We added Wednesday as season went on. We added Tuesday. So we sell crawfish Tuesday through Saturday. That's when we get our fresh loads and our fresh batches. So that's how we do that one. All right. So number three, the third question is, when does it end? Crawfish season normally ends about the end of May or the middle of June, like somewhere within that 2 or 3 or 4 week span. Um, Normally, the way that it works is crawfish farmers pack up shop after so long. Normally, it's because of the heat. They're trying to flip the fields and back and rotate them out. Um, these crawfish farmers actually go from crawfish fields into rice fields. So what they do is one year it's crawfish, the next year it's rice, the next year it's crawfish, the next year it's rice. They do that for each individual field, whether or not they call it fields or acreage or whatever they technically want to call it, ponds, however the way they word it. They normally rotate those out to make sure that the crawfish have plenty of food, rice and seed or whatever they're planting in it. So normally it ends in mid June. All right. So the next question is, what other foods do you offer besides crawfish? Okay. So at our location here in Lake Village, we offer barbecue, shrimp, crab. We have pulled pork. We have ribs, chicken strips, burgers, chicken wings. baked chicken, barbecue chicken. We got pretty much everything. I mean, it's it's a fast. It's not necessarily like a fast food restaurant, but we do have food that if you're in a hurry, we can make it fairly quickly at a reasonable price, get you some decent food in, and we do have a to go window. So we've got you on that. Um, so I normally advertise crawfish pretty heavy just because it's a seasonal type thing and it's only 6 months out of the year. So it's kind of like get it while the getting's good. So that's the way that I do it. So the fifth question, it says what are the sizes and what are your prices? Okay, so sizes on crawfish fluctuate. They go up and down on size. So the way that we do ours, our farmer, we will call and place an order the day before. So if I'm needing crawfish for tomorrow, that means that I need to call the farmer today and tell him what I'm kind of looking for. And it doesn't mean that I can place that order and get that exact thing. It depends on what the farmer can catch. It's not a for sure thing every single day. They are live animals, so you just have no idea, um, what what volume or catch sizes or things like that are gonna be like from day to day. So they do change. So I will tell you an insight on the way that we do ours. So we have 3 different sizes of live crawfish. So our first size is a small peeler size. Uh, a peeler in the crawfish industry means the crawfish that are being peeled and deveined and vacuum sealed into 1 pound increments directly from the farm itself. So that's whenever you can go to the grocery stores and buy already peeled crawfish tail meat. So you can definitely do that. That is one way of doing it. So uh, we actually sell those live by the pound as well, and those come in between 30 to 36 pounds per sack. So everything's a little bit different. They're not all the same. Each sack could be 31, 32, 33, 31, 32, 32. So it every sack weighs a little bit different, but you don't have to buy the whole sack and I can just weigh out whatever you need. It's we have a digital scale. So if you only need 2 pounds of the small crawfish for live, and I'm assuming maybe somebody would use that for like fishing bait. And I would suggest try that. There's a lot of people that come around and do that, and they put it on lines, so or yo-yos or whatever. So try that. I haven't had a chance to do it. I stay in the restaurant working all the time. Don't really get to go fishing quite a bit, but um, try it. Let me know how it is. I'd love to see some pictures. Um, so yeah, those are the smalls. Okay, our normal sack of crawfish that is like say the most popular here at the restaurants are the medium to large size. They come in a purple bag. It still comes in between 30 to 36 pounds per bag. Um, but it's called a field run because it's more or less like whatever enters the trap is what you're going to get inside your sack. So that means a mixture of smalls, mediums, and larges. And that is actually the most popular bag that we carry. And so I would say, yes, that's probably the most popular bag. But the bag that I would actually recommend is probably the third size. And it's not necessarily recommended because of anything necessarily a big difference. It's just these are already pre-washed. So there's a third category that we sell, and it's the regular field runs that are already pre-washed. So those are what I call the cut and cooks. So you get to your party, your anniversary, your birthday party, whatever's going on, wherever you're taking these live crawfish to, and you can literally just start your pot of water in your big pot, your big burner, start it while it's going. You don't have to cook crawfish or you don't have to wash. You can literally take that sack and just cut the tag out and dump them straight into your water, and those are already washed from the crawfish farm. You don't have to flood out your yard. You don't have to, get nasty, get your shoes all wet. You don't have to do a whole lot of work for that. So those are the ones that I actually recommend. But they are like 50 cents more a pound, which adds like an extra $10. Look, if you're buying crawfish, $10 is not that big of a deal. But if you want to just save $10, just buy the regular field runs that are not washed, and then just wash them yourself. It's not necessarily a make it or break it point. It's just more of like a convenience. Um, and you just really you don't have to flood out your yard. You just don't have to if you don't want to. But some people really are cautious about, $10. And I do get it. I do get it. So it's kind of like whatever your preference is on that. But I recommend the pre-wash. You don't have to really mess with anything. You don't get your shirt and your pants all wet and muddy. So that's what I would do. Okay. So question number 6 is, do you make your crawfish spicy at the restaurants? Okay, so we can make our crawfish spicy at the restaurant. Normally we do like a medium size, like a mild, type medium thing. We just don't do like a extremely hot on a normal basis. You can always make stuff hotter, but you can't make it less hot. So if you come into the restaurant and you say, "Hey, uh, I want my crawfish extra spicy," uh, most of the time the waitresses and waiters, they're pretty good about asking, "What's your scale of hot, 1 to 10? How hot do you want it?" Um, and then kind of from there we can kind of guess, and because we can really make it really hot in the kitchen. Really, really hot. So, we push out quite a bit of crawfish. So there are tickets that come through that say like extremely hot on it. And sometimes I'll even go out there and be like, okay, hey, I've got some of this. I can't say the name of the sauce, but I've got it. And do you want to try some? And so I bring out the bottle and let them look at it and let them read it themselves before I cook with it. So, and then sometimes it's a yay and sometimes it's a nay. So, but yeah, we can make it extra spicy. Just let your waiters or waitresses know, and we'll take care of you. And no big deal. All right. So the seventh question is, what do you do with the leftover crawfish? What leftover crawfish? Hmm. Okay. So yes, there really is leftover crawfish after we get through cooking on, let's say, a Friday, Saturday night. So normally the process of not having any leftovers is great communication with the crawfish cooking staff that is in the boiler room versus the line cooks in the head kitchen. So that is where I come in at, is I communicate really good between the kitchen staff and then the boiler staff. So the way that works is, I will cook up 100 pounds at a time. Um, One cooking, 3 sacks. I'll have 100 pounds cooked up and I'll have it ready. So I put it in an ice chest and I bring it inside of our commercial kitchen. So from there, I talk to the line cook or the head cook that's inside the kitchen, and I will tell them, "Hey, I've got 100 pounds of cooked crawfish on deck. I'll bring it in 10 minutes. Do you want me to go ahead and cook the next 100?" The kitchen staff will have a better readout of what's going on versus myself or my team in the back of the boiler room, because we can't see anybody. It is so loud back there with all those burners and pots cranked up, that propane and that fire, you just can't hear anybody. Most everybody has their headphones on. And we've worked together so long that it's just second nature that we're already going to the next step and moving 2 steps ahead. So that's the way that we do the boiler room. So whenever we go inside the kitchen and drop the crawfish off over there, um, the kitchen staff is talking directly to the wait staff, and then the wait staff is talking directly to the consumer, because the customer. So if they say, "Hey, it's hot and heavy outside, we're getting bombarded," they will relay that message to the kitchen, and then from the kitchen is related to us in the boiler room. So, and that's done by great communication and great communication by the staff. Um, that's how we try not to have any leftovers, because we're always communicating. Because I can always go down in batch sizes. So instead of cooking 100 pounds at a time, I may drop it down to one sack at a time, which would be 30 pounds. 35 pounds at a time. So, if it's a busy, busy, busy night, yeah, I'm cooking like crazy. If it's a slow night, rainy night, something like that, then we'll slow down and we'll cook 1 or 2 sacks at a time, and we will go from there. And that's how we do that one. So I'm gonna get to the it says, "What do you do with the leftovers?" Let me address that one too. So if there are leftovers, normally I'm a pretty good boss. I will bag them up in like 2 or 3 pound increments, something like that, and I give those out to the staff. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes nobody really wants to eat crawfish because we live it, breathe it, smell it all day long, and we've eaten it all the time. Um, But every once in a while, say some of the waitresses or waiters, kitchen staff will be like, "Hey, uh, after work, we're gonna have this big party. Um, I'll overhear it. I'll put that in the back end of my mind, and okay, if we have 10 pounds left over, I'll bag it up and I'll give it to them. Y'all enjoy it. Um, share it to your friends at your party and eat. You know, there's nothing wrong with giving out the already cooked crawfish at the end of the night, especially if you're not going to do anything with it. Like, why make it go to waste? And look, I've even bagged up crawfish and given it out to some of our customers that I knew that I haven't seen in quite a while. And literally, I would write them on Facebook and say, "Hey, I've got an extra 5 pounds cooked up. Can I drop it off to you?" I will literally put it in my vehicle and I will drive it to somebody's house, drop it off. Just say, "Hey, I know that you come in quite a bit. I haven't seen you in the past month. How's life been going? Let me drop off you some crawfish." I've never, and that's the thing, I've never seen anybody cry while eating crawfish. So apparently that tells you right there, it's a feel good food. So, and plus, if you do cry with crawfish, do not touch your eyes. Don't do it. Then you're gonna be crying for another reason. That's a good one. I'm gonna bookmark that one. Okay. So number 8. Uh it's my first time eating crawfish. How many do I eat? Okay, so that's a weird little question, but I will tell you. If it is your first time eating crawfish, only eat I tell you what, if it's your first time eating crawfish, just come to us. We'll give you a couple of crawfish for free. Just sit down at a table, grab you something to drink. Uh, I'll bring out a couple of crawfish. I'll even teach you how to peel and eat them. So, what eh, I would rather let people try the crawfish than just not try them and then never purchase them because they don't know what they taste like. Because I'm the world's worst about doing that. I will go to a restaurant and be like, "Man, that sounds fantastic. I don't wanna get it because I don't know what it tastes like, and I don't wanna spend $30 on that and not knowing what it tastes like." So, I get that. So, if you have anything like that, and if you're on the fence, just come to us. Hey, say, "Hey, I wanna try a crab leg." I will grab you 1 crab leg. I'll give you a finger, one of them long fingers. I give it to you. So, it's not that big of a deal. Uh, I'll be happy to do that. I like to see new people try new foods. That could be a segment. New people, new foods. I'm gonna write that down. See, my YouTube's helping. New people, new foods. And I can actually Do that out in the lobby of the restaurant. I don't know. Some people are weird being on camera, and I do get that. So, but yeah, just try 1 pound if you want to try it, and we'll shoot it out, on a plate and get you fixed up. Well, we'll let you try a couple. All right. It says, what days do you get crawfish? Okay. So we get crawfish 6 days a week, 5 days a week. Uh, right now that season's starting to taper off at the end. We've got like 2 or 3 weeks left. We are only going Friday and Saturday right now. Uh, Earlier in the season, we were going 5, 6, 7 days a week. So that that was a big problem finding wait staff, and it was just crazy. But uh we do have crawfish on Fridays and Saturdays. And that's pretty much all day long, right? It is from 9:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night on Friday and Saturday. So if you're needing live or cooked crawfish, just give us a call. Um the best number to reach us for live crawfish, and this could be a wholesale account too. We deal with a lot of wholesale accounts. We do deliveries. Do we have pickups here at our location. But yeah, this is the number to the live crawfish. It's 870-632-0766. Uh, that is going to be our Lake Village, Arkansas location. So if you need any of that, just let us know on your live crawfish. All right. It says, what crawfish seasoning do you use? Okay. So the crawfish seasoning that I use is called Dwayne's crawfish seasoning. Uh, you can Google it, look it up on Facebook, probably, whatever. But it's called Dwayne's, Duane''. Dwayne's. So he is a crawfish farmer that has created his own crawfish seasoning brand, and it is fantastic. We've been using his crawfish seasoning for at least 4 or 5 years now, at least since like the pandemic, like 2020. So it's been at least 4 or 5 years now. So we use his seasoning, and it contains way less salt. I mean, way less salt than some of the other competitors. And if you're in the crawfish business, or if you've cooked crawfish quite a bit, then you know what I'm talking about is the competitor that contains too much salt. That's a no-go. So whenever you cook on volume, or say if you got a 1 sack pot at home with a strainer, and you put a jar of this low the big name brand seasoning in your pot, it's gonna come out salty. And especially if you try to cook 2 sacks in the same pot and use double the seasoning or triple the seasoning for that 3rd or 4th sack in that same pot, you're gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin it. And that's the thing. I guess it goes by preference because I'm not a big salty person. Um, Sometimes. So I'm not a big salty person from a crawfish. So I would suggest, if you do like salt, stick with it. Stick with whatever you like. But if you don't necessarily, if you're trying to find something else that doesn't have so much salt in it, just give us a call. Where we've got Dwayne's seasoning on hand. We can mail it directly to you. You can come by and pick it up in the store. Um, just it and that's the thing, even if you want to just taste come to the store and just say, hey, I want to try y'all seasoning, just try the granular seasoning. We have it cupped up into 1 ounce cups at the front counter, and those are like extras because I've seen so many people like open the lid and then put their crawfish in it, like dip their crawfish in it, dip their shrimp in it. Um, it's just a really good seasoning. It's way less salty. So Dwayne's crawfish seasoning, and then we use one of his other ones. It's all purpose seasoning, and that's a good one for like vegetables and stuff like that. I like having broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots with that seasoning, the all-purpose seasoning. That's pretty daggum good. All right, so that is that one. So the next question is reservations. So you do and you don't necessarily have to have reservations on. Okay, so let's start at on one of these. So yes, you have to have reservations if you want to pick up live crawfish. So the way to do that is to just call our store, put your name, your telephone number, your day and time of pickup, and then your order. So it's kind of like whatever you want. So it's Jim, telephone number, pick up on Friday at 6 p.m. 2 sacks. So that's all the information I really need. And the telephone number is just for me to text you or give you a call, just in case if you're running late or something like that, or if I just need to get a hold of you. If I've got, sometimes I even call customers and let them know that I have a good deal going on. Every once in a while, farmers will drop prices left and right, and they're going to be like, Jonathan, I need help getting rid of some live crawfish. It's like, okay, well let me do my part. Let me do some advertisement. Let me help you. Let me help the farmer get rid of the product that that he needs. And I'm just a string in that conveyor belt. I'm just a wheel in that wheelhouse. So on live crawfish, you do have to has a reservation. As long as you just let us know, say like a day before, we'll write you down and we'll get you your live. Now on the reservations for dine in, it's not necessarily like a must, but we do offer the all you can eat shrimp and crab legs for $55 a person. So to be able to uh, accomplish the all you can eat shrimp and crab legs, we have to kind of know a roundabout estimate of what we're going to do that weekend. So these crab legs are coming from Canada. They're Canadian snow crab legs. So if anybody's been watching the news, tariffs, there's been a lot of scarcity. Sometimes the shipping doesn't work out in between Canada and the U.S. So therefore, we've went through a couple of bad weekends where we weren't able to get snow crab legs. There was a tremendous shortage, just because there nobody was bringing crab legs over because of the tariff scare. Of course, it hasn't been in effect, but it's the scarcity that is bringing to that. So as long as we have a head count of how many people are interested in doing the all you can eat crab legs, then it gives me enough time to source those and then bring those here to the states. Um, because that so we do this every single weekend, and we've been doing it every weekend for like 2 years now. The all you can eat shrimp and crab legs every Friday and Saturday. So this has been for like 2 years. So I think we've kind of got a good wavelength of communication in between um, our shipping department and where we source our crab legs from, and then how we get them here. So if you can just put in your reservations for that ahead of time, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If you know that you're going to have a big group of 6 or 7 coming in on a Friday, and some of them are interested, just give us a call. Put in your reservation and say, "Hey, I'm bringing 7 people. I have no idea if they're gonna be interested in the all you can eat, but just go ahead and put down that 7. So if they do decide, I can do it." And that's the thing. We try not to have, like, a whole lot of leftovers on crab, but they're frozen once they get here. So we will, manage that. We will always have fresh, things like that. So we try to source the best possibly crab legs as we can. All right. I'm gonna get the next question. All right. It says, what is the most popular crawfish special? So our crawfish specials run 3, 5, and 10 pound specials. Um, 3 pounds is $22. The 5 pound is $36, and then the 10 pound is 70. And then those specials come with corn and potatoes with it. So the way that the specials work is after I get the crawfish cooked up, get them in an ice chest. I'll grab a scoop and I will scoop those and then weigh those on one of our digital scales. and weigh out 3 pounds exactly, 5 pounds exactly, 10 pounds exactly. And then what some of the other competitors do, they charge you for the corn and potato when they weigh it. So, what I mean by that is they may weigh 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds, whatever the weight is. They'll throw a couple of corn and potatoes and to make it a 10-pound special. We don't do that. We give you 10 pounds of cooked crawfish on the scale. We take the crawfish off and then we bag it, and then we bag your corn and potatoes in a separate bag. So it's completely separate, so there's no way that it's weighed in with it. So, some of the other competitors, they do that, and I'm not saying that's a wrong way of doing it. It's just as long as you're transparent with what's going on, then that's fine, But we weigh our crawfish only, and then the corn and potatoes are put in a separate bag that's not weighed. There's no reason to weigh corn and potatoes. I'm not weighing corn and potatoes. So, yeah, that's the way we do that, and I would say the most popular one is probably the 3 pounder, just because of, time strength. Not that many people have, like, an hour or 2 or even 45 minutes to eat. Sometimes it's really quick, and so 3 pounds can be, eaten pretty quick. Um, I would say, like, date night for husband and wife, 10 pounds, 2 fives. Even we had this one special. It was for Valentine's Day. It was called the Love Bug Special, and it's 6 pounds of crawfish. I believe it was like two corn, two potatoes. So husband and wife come in, and they said that they wanted to split it. So what we would do is instead of weighing 6 pounds out in a big bucket, we would do three and three, and then put one corn, one potato, one corn, one potato, and send it out as a Love Bug Special because they were wanting to share. Um, if you ever shared your food with your, wife or husband, sometimes they eat more than their portion, and it's okay. It's no big deal, but sometimes we can help them out by not even creating that scenario. Just go ahead and separate it, So, yeah, well, that's one thing that we do is we don't mind doing that. Alright, so, the next question is, uh how do you weigh your crawfish? Okay, so I just went over that just a little bit. So we have a digital scale. It's probably got a say like a 2 foot by 2 foot base radius on it, like a platform, and then it's connected up to a wire, and then it has a digital scale on it, and you zero out your scale, and then you put your bucket on the scale, and then you just grab your scoop, and then you dump your cooked crawfish right inside your bucket. So you weigh it up to exactly 3 pounds or 5 pounds, and then either you put that in what we call a flat, which is a container, a plastic tray. We dump that over into the crawfish over into that tray, and then put your corn and potatoes on it, and send it out for dine in. Or if you wanted to, we could bag that up, put it in an ice bag, bag it up, triple bag it, quadruple bag it, and then send it out for a to go order. So that's the way that we do that one. All right. So it says, what is the cooking process on boiled crawfish? Okay. So the cooking process for boiled crawfish. So it's a little bit of a process, right? So I the way that I normally do it, the nor hold on, sorry. There we go. All right. So the normal way that I would do it is it's actually kind of a long process. So I hope you're ready. So you I'm going to explain it in the way that I would do it, right? At the restaurant. So we have this big table, and what we do is stretch it out, and hold on. I've got a phone call. I'll be right back.